to listen to it. Okay, so what I'm hearing from you guys is similar to what I hear from a lot of people, right? It's like, I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be bugging people. I'm really, really busy and all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of oftentimes those are things we tell ourselves so we don't have to take the next kind of sometimes scary step to get to the next place. So I guess, are you guys like posting on social media all the time? Like so when I look at a person that is an 8, when someone tells me they're like an 8 on my little scale, an 8 I would expect would be posting on social media every single day and doing stories every single day. I don't mean you have to do videos in stories, but making sure that you're doing some of that stuff. Are you guys doing that stuff regularly?
I find it hard, like when I am working, that I don't have much time for that day to post something.
Okay.
So that's something I have to work on.
Okay. All right. So I am really hearing, like, I feel like there's a lot of fear with the two of you because you guys know me well enough. Like, time is never, ever going to be an excuse that flies with me, right? Because we have the time. I mean, Carla has time to post every day and I have time to post every day. And I was a new mom too when I started this. And like, there's just like never that excuse can never fly. And I would challenge you guys to like, try it and see, like, why not make a week that you actually do post every single day and you actually do post in your stories every day and see what happens. Because when you do that, your engagement will go up. That is just like the base of this business. The more you will post and you're open to maybe organizing yourself a little bit more. So I know for me, when I was working full-time on Sunday, I just got up early and I made all my posts for the week. Like I literally and they weren't epic. One was a recipe. I planned on Monday to share a workout. On Wednesday, I did a motivational quote. Like, it wasn't like I was writing paragraphs and paragraphs of things to share with my audience, but I made sure that consistency was there. And when the consistency was there, that's when people were watching, and then they started commenting, and then they kept watching. And that's the start of your business. Like, truthfully, that is the start of your business. That is when people are going to start trusting that you are doing this for real. Like, I would give you 3 ideas for your stories that you could do every single day. One is post a quote from the book or personal development that you're doing. So sharing in your story with people that you're actually like, growing every single day beyond health and fitness. Like, you're actually doing something for your mind. So sharing a quote. Number 2 is sharing a move of the day from your workout and putting a poll. This is like stories. If you're uncomfortable with inviting and sending messages and stuff like that, I totally get that. That is not like my most favorite thing about this business either. Like, sending out messages to random people, that is not something I like to do. And in fact, I really don't do much of it and haven't done much of it. I believe that if you are consistent on social media and you're sharing a really awesome message, you don't have to do a lot of that. So if you shared a move of the day on your stories, you took a video of yourself doing your workout, cut out one little clip of one move, shared that with your audience, and put a poll. One day you could say, who would want to do this with me? Another day you could say, who wants to join my boot camp? We can do these workouts together. Another day you could do a poll, who wants a 14-day trial of the workouts that I'm doing? Like, there's so many different things that you could do every single day in your stories to start gaining more attraction to you. And the next story I would do every single day is sharing an ingredient of something that you're using of ours. So Shakeology, say you One day, share yourself mixing your Shakeology. You can literally investigate an ingredient and share that with your audience. You're giving them like information about what you're using, sharing what you're eating with your kids, and then like sharing your daily life. That's why people are staying around. But these are the things that are going to build up over time if you stay consistent with them. And if messaging and bugging people and all that kind of stuff, or feeling salesy, is kind of standing in your way, then don't worry about that stuff. Like, don't even do that stuff. Like, if you just really got consistent with your social media, I think all of a sudden you would see a big switch and a flip turn in your business. You would have more people engaging with you, have more people showing up in your stories, have more people following you, and you're going to get more confident as you keep doing that. Do you think you guys could commit to that for a couple weeks?
Yep.
Yeah.
How do you, like, I just started posting on stories like maybe a month ago, and all I know is how to do a picture with words. I don't know how to do anything else.
Okay,
so where would you find that?
We can find you videos. There's thousands of videos on YouTube. I mean,
Okay.
honestly, I've learned, like, I've built this business by searching YouTube. Like, honestly, there's everything, but we can find you a video. It's so easy stories is so easy. It is like such an awesome place to get comfortable doing different things every single day. If you can commit to that, yeah, you're going to see a change in your business. I don't think that you need to like be doing all the things right now. Like, I get being a mom and working and being super busy. And that's why I feel like if you can just commit to one thing, one change today, that is going to start building for sure over time and building your business, why not do that? Like, why not start small? What's wrong with offering some people the free 14-day trial? Like, you don't have to like put pressure on yourself that it has to be the challenge pack. Like, Candace, if you're really super worried, oh my gosh, how cute. If you're worried about the money, which I'm not sure that I totally agree with you about that, but I'm not an accountant, so I would definitely talk to an accountant about that. However, if you're worried about the money, then why don't you just build up your audience by doing smaller things, like the free 14-day trial and the 3-month subscription to Beachbody On Demand and some Energize here and there. Like, I think it's a certain amount of money that you would have to make with Beachbody that it's going to affect your EI, right? Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only like, I think, a certain amount that we can make every week, which is not very much until they start looking into it, I guess, and asking questions about it.
Right. Well, why don't you figure that out? Like, for me, I'm all about like, okay, that's my reality right now. So how much money is it that I could make a week? And then break that down. So that means I can still get a couple people started with Beachbody On Demand. So instead of thinking of it as a negative, why don't you make it an empowering thing? Why don't you say to yourself, instead of just like not doing anything, why don't I actually figure out what I can do? So go find out what that amount is weekly or monthly and break that down. And I can help you with that if you need to. So if that means you can only make $200 a month, then let's break it down. You can still help. You can help a lot of people with a 3-month Beachbody subscription or some tubs of Energize. Like, it doesn't have to be challenge packs all the time. I know that they get a lot of attention, but it doesn't, like, we just have so many things that we can help people with. And you could start by doing that and building this business while you're on maternity leave, when you do have, some time at home to be kind of diving into this a little bit before you're back to work. But I mean, if I was in your shoes, that's what I would do. I would really figure out what I can do, and then I would reverse engineer it. So, okay, if that means it's $100, perfect. I can earn $100 a week while I'm on maternity leave. This is amazing. What am I going to do to make that happen? I am going to make it my goal to talk about Energize and share Energize and share ingredients about Energize and talk to women about how hard it is to wake up with a new baby at home and actually get a workout in. And this is what helps me. So I would like, instead of thinking of it as a negative thing, as a problem, turn it and make it a thing that I actually use, and create a plan and actually say, okay, this is my goal. Every week I'm going to help 3 women either get started with Beachbody On Demand or get started with Energize. I'm just using these as an examples. Maybe you don't even use Energize. I don't know, but
I'm going to add one thing about it too. So this is another way of looking at the EI. And the reason that it's easy for me to look at it this way is because I've always been self-employed. Since I graduated from college, I've always been self-employed. So I never got EI. Like, it wasn't an option because I was self-employed. I couldn't even apply for in self-employment. So because I worked from basically when my kids were 3 or 4 weeks old, like as soon as I could get back in the office, I went back to work because I had to have an income. But in reality, even if you're making more than you're supposed to from your Beachbody income, and they deduct some off your EI for that check, you're still replacing that income with the Beachbody income. So it's not that you're going to be making less money, you're just self-sufficient in the income. So say you're aiming to stay under that amount so that you still get your full EI. If there's a month that you do go over because you've had a successful month, that's a positive. That's a great thing. That means your business is building, and when your EI runs out, you're going to have your full-time income again, plus this business that you've been building while you're on maternity leave. So I don't think that you should think of it as a negative. If you do go over, it's not that you're going to be making less money. It's just that you're going to be getting that income from another source. So that's another way to look at it as well.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, I wouldn't even know what EI is. Like, I've been self-employed my whole life too. Literally, Delaney came to our house and I went to work the next day. No joke. Not something I'm necessarily proud of, but it was my reality. Like, I had to. So whatever way you need to look at it, but it can't be an excuse not to work the business. Like, that just makes no sense. As long as you really want this. And it sounds like you've been in our community a long time, Candace, which is amazing. And it means that you do believe in this stuff. And that, to me, is what you should be sharing. Like, why are you still on Carla'S team? Like, why do you still love the community that she has? Why do you still do the workouts? Like, that's the kind of stuff that new moms want to hear about. New moms at home with their babies feel lonely. They feel tired. They feel not pretty. Like, there's so many things that they're going through that you can help them with because you relate to them so well right now. So I would hate to see you miss this opportunity to grow a really cool community because you're holding yourself back because of the money. Because honestly, like Carla said, it evens out. The cool thing about stuff you earn with Beachbody is it keeps growing. If you have a customer that comes in today and even just signs up for 3 months with Beachbody On Demand, as you help her and, keep her accountable and become her friend and support her, the next month, when her Beachbody On Demand is up, she's going to keep doing it because she's fallen in love with you. And then maybe you're going to talk to her about Shakeology, and she's going to want to do that because you do it. And you're becoming like this amazing influence on her. So that little peanutty money at the beginning, that 3-month subscription to Beachbody On Demand, has now turned into another subscription for probably a year more commission for you. And then it's turned into a Shakeology sale because she sees what you do and can see why you love it and wants to try it too. And she loves the support and the community and all that stuff. It turns into this income that keeps growing and compounding. So I would just hate to see you not put as much into this because of the EI stuff. But that's got to be your own, like, you know, we've given you lots of ideas there. That's got to be your own kind of choice on that. And I think there's lots of ways that you can go about it.
I'll add something else just backing up about the Instagram stories and the posting, because I know fear is a big issue for like everybody, not just you guys. Like, it's a big thing that a lot of coaches have to overcome. And one of the ways that I think it's really easy to overcome that is remember that your social media, your profile, your Instagram profile, your Facebook profile, that's your home. If someone's coming to look at your posts, if somebody's following you, if somebody's watching your Instagram stories, they've invited themselves into your home. So they want to watch what you're seeing. If they're following your stories, they're clicking on that profile picture every day to watch your stories, that's because they want to see what you're posting. So don't ever be afraid to post, or don't ever feel like you're being salesy or anything. Like, I've always, Instagram stories for some reason for me was my least fearful place. When Instagram stories came out, all of a sudden I felt like this is my reality show. And in my head, I didn't even feel like people were really watching me. And I just posted like I was talking to myself, almost like it was a diary to myself. And I know that people are watching me. I can see the list of people who are watching. But I feel like if they're there choosing to watch me, then I shouldn't be afraid to share the message that I want to share, because they've welcomed themselves into my home. So that's how I kind of think about social media. And you choose the platforms where you feel comfortable. Instagram, I block anyone who I don't feel comfortable watching my stuff. If there's somebody who's like, I know I don't want them to watch my stuff, I just block them. And you can block someone from just your stories too. If you don't care if they see what you post, but you don't want them watching what you're posting in your stories every day, you can just block them from watching your stories. So it's your home. You decide who you invite into your home, and you should just feel comfortable there. So that's my advice on posting and like overcoming the fear.
Yeah, I mean, it's like anything in life. The more you do it, the more confident you get. Like, it's just like walking, like your little baby there, you know, when they start walking, you're not just going to say, oh, you really weren't great at that the first time, we better just not keep doing it. Like we don't do that to our kids. We empower them, right? Like, when we ask them to do something and teach them and help them, we keep empowering them every single day. Keep going, keep going, keep going. It's the same with us. Like, you're not going to get comfortable and less fearful of posting on social media until you keep doing it, until you keep sharing. And it's pretty cool when you start getting those messages from people that what you posted actually helped them and actually, you know, made them go do a workout too. Like, that's what I got addicted to, was being able to post something, just sharing what I was doing, and then all of a sudden someone else wanted to do it too. So anyways, I don't know. Do you have any questions, Candace, at all for me to answer for you?
No, I don't have any questions, but those are all really good ideas. I never thought about just focusing on some of the smaller aspects of like the clean week and like Beachbody on Demand and stuff. So I think that's a good start. And then just as you guys were talking, I was thinking about like when I'm posting, sometimes I feel like I'm posting the same stuff all the time. So I think I'm going to try to find like the posting schedule. I like that to kind of mix it up so that I don't feel like I'm always posting the same stuff. Like, oh, I worked out today, and oh, I worked out again today, and that kind of stuff.
And that's in the, I don't know if you still ever check into the training group, but that posting schedule is still in that Live Fit training group. And I have actually a thread starting for like new coach thread starting this week too. If you and Katrina want to just do a revamp of like a new coach training too, I can add you guys into that message thread too. We're just basically going through the stuff from the training group, and you guys are always welcome to jump back into one of those groups too, just for
Okay. Yeah,
refreshers.
I'm interested in it. So
I'll add
sure.
into that too.
Okay.
I have a little tip to Candace and Katrina. Hopefully you'll watch this after. So one of the biggest turnoffs any person in network marketing can do is only talk about what you're selling. And even when you're kind of like not talking about it, but you are. So like you just said, you even yourself feel like, oh, I'm just doing the same thing all the time. So how I get through that and how I start like brainstorming some different ideas is I literally take out a piece of paper and I put a line down the center of the paper. On one side of the paper, I put problem or what's the word? Pain. Problem or pain. And then on the other side, I put solution or pleasure. And on the problem and pain side, I literally, like, I have to sit by myself. It's going to have to be while your baby's napping and you don't have to do anything else. And I journal out all the things that have happened to me throughout my life, whether it's to do with weight loss, maybe infertility. You know, here's mine, 80 pounds, going to shopping with my girlfriends in high school and not being able to fit into the clothes. My dad getting lung cancer, not being able to have babies on my own, going through adoption. Like I go through all of this stuff and I write it all down. I just like brain dump it all out. And then on the other side, I start writing in the solutions. Like what have I actually overcome? Well, I've lost the 80 pounds. How did I do that? I now can shop in whatever store I want. How did I get through my dad's death? How did I get through not being able to have children of my own? And I start like brain dumping my life. And when you can start doing that, you will have so many different ideas about what you can share with your audience. So Candace, just like off the top of my head, thinking about your life right now, being a mom again, what have you overcome like already? I don't know how old your baby is, but 4 months, 5 months, like what's happened in your life in these last 5 months that you've figured out? How to get a workout in? How have you done that? Like, what's it like to bring another child into the home? Like all of these things you could talk about, and you would be connecting with women that are feeling exactly the same as you. And that's what you want. Women don't really need to see another workout. They really don't need to see another workout clip. They don't need to see another Shakeology selfie. They need stories that they can really relate to. And they love it when they see a story that they can relate to that also has a message of credibility to it. What I mean by that is someone is being able to say, and this is how I got through it. I was so upset when I realized my dad was going to, this is such a depressing example. I'm trying to think of something else on the top of my head. Okay. Let me think about something here. I'm like, I have a brain. I can't think of anything right at the moment. What's one of my recent posts?
One for me would be like a huge pain point that I know I get engagement on is when I talk about the struggle of not drinking. So when I have a goal I want to meet, and I don't think I have a drinking problem necessarily. There's times in my life where it's probably been on the line, but because it has been on the line and because it's such a struggle for me socially and just to get through a weekend without having that entertainment. And because it is a borderline problem, it's not a problem, but it's so many people ride the line where they've done things when they're drinking that they do regret, that when I talk about drinking and how I overcame that, that is what Michelle's talking about. So I get major engagement when I talk about that. And when I can say it's because I commit to a fitness program, it's because I have this community of women who understand why I'm giving it up for a certain amount of time. When I can talk about those things, and talk about how much better I feel when I'm focusing on my nutrition, that is the story. It's the story of me having a problem that people want to actually read about. And then all of a sudden they go, wait a minute, that's me too. Maybe I want to feel better. And then my solution, which is Beachbody, is what they can resonate with and want to be a part of. So that's kind of an example.
That's a perfect example. Really, the best network marketers, the best Beachbody coaches are telling stories every single day. They always end up sharing about the community or sharing about a workout or sharing about the healthy eating, but that's not all they're doing. Like, they're sharing a story, and a story always starts with a pain point, because pain is what attracts your people. People like being motivated, but we all get motivation everywhere all the time. Like, we're just like in a motivating culture now. So for you to like kind of find some people and get some more engagement and get more attention, share some of the pains that have happened in your life, but be credible and share how you've got through it and whatever's helped you get through it. So maybe one thing right now is just the fact that you have a community to talk to online while you're at home with your baby. Like, I think that's amazing, right? Like, lots of moms are home feeling really alone, no one to talk to because they don't have something like this. So those are just some ideas. I know that's often a problem, is feeling like all you're sharing is Beachbody, and it feels kind of salesy and feels kind of ugh. So you don't need to be doing that. In fact, I would prefer you didn't. I would like love to see like more stories about you and the things that you've gone through and how you can help people. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that helps. Because there's no reason why both of you can't be earning some money and building a business, whether you want it to just be like a part-time income thing, like whatever you want, you can do with this. Like, that's the bottom line. It's just sort of kind of getting in there, digging in, being a little bit vulnerable, and being consistent with it. And, if time management is a thing, there's lots of ideas to get through time management. There's calls and charts, and it's really just buckling down and making a decision to do it. So I would say you guys just need to kind of work through some of the things we talked about today and really just commit to doing it for a couple weeks and seeing what happens. Because I guarantee you'll feel really good after committing and doing it for a couple weeks. So I hope those tips helped. I kind of feel like you and I are just talking to each other.
Oh, well, they're still, I'm sure Katrina just kept getting kicked off, I think. But
no, and I'm listening. I'm dealing with my baby right now, so.
Okay, good.
That's because you're still here.
I heard every word.
Good.
Okay, awesome. Was that helpful?
Yes. Yeah. No, that's giving me some more ideas and stuff. So that is really helpful because, yeah, sometimes you don't think of these things, right? And about creative ways of posting and things like that, and creative
really
ways of
embracing the stage that you're in. Like, I think Michelle and I both would love to have a baby because right now, because that is like a stage where you can make major connections with people. And like Michelle and I are both at the stage right now where we gotta like bank on our age. So we gotta talk to people about getting old and our metabolism getting slow, and people are already giving up on themselves because they feel old. And that's what we're using right now because we're past the baby stage. And we would love to have a baby because that's where women still want to have hope that life isn't over and that they'll have energy again and they'll feel good again. So bank on that. Use that to your advantage and talk about all the struggles of being a new mom. And like, honestly, there are women that you'll connect to. So just like use the stage that you're in and like go for it.
Yeah. I totally agree. Like, there's just so many women, like, there's nothing more relatable than a new mom moment, right? To another new mom. Like, no other for like besides hormones, that's the only thing that's relatable in our age, right? Like we just have everyone has such different lives, but when it's a new mom moment, people can just relate so well to that. So I would definitely be talking about that more, because you will build an audience 100%. 100%. So I hope that's all helpful, and I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Be amazing.
Thanks, Michelle.
Hey, great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. No problem. Let's stop.